Hello, this is Jessica, certified Zentangle teacher, and this is a tangle I created called Wellpaper because it's got the tangle well intertwined with it, but I've made it look like wallpaper. So we're going to go ahead and start with a border. We're going to start with appreciation and gratitude, breathing in the things we're grateful for, letting go of the things we don't need, which I call a junk. We're going to divide the paper in half and then create so that there's 5 lines total. So I like to divide it in half and then have 2 lines above and below as equal as you can. We're not trying for perfection. Now I'm going to turn the paper 90 degrees and do the same thing. And again, we're not going for perfect squares. Whatever they turn out to be is what they're meant to be. Don't overthink it. Have your ego relax. I'm using the Grabby fine liners. There's a link tree in the description, and you can go ahead and click on that. And I do have a code listed for you to get a discount on the Grabby pens. Now, I have squares here, and the top left I inked, and then every other. So there's just going to be a space. And then you're going to do this on every row. And then once we have all of our squares completed, then we'll go on to the next part of the tangle. Make sure you're breathing, light with the pen, light with the pressure. I use any paper, any multimedia paper that I usually find on clearance. That's why I really love the Grabby pens. They do really well on any kind of paper. So this is a sample of a couple of the wells, but how we're going to do is we're going to start with an orb in the center. That's what in the Zentangle method we call a circle, is an orb. We're going to take off and land to each corner. Breathing, light with the pen, light with the pressure. Now we're going to connect. So from the top corner, we're going to bring it down to that first line, and it creates a petal. And we're going to do that in each square. So we're just going to take off and land to the corner, and then from the corner back in, stopping at the first line, we're creating this flower pattern. So now, in the space to the right of each of the squares, just below, we're going to draw this kind of horseshoe shape, and then we're going to do it from the other side as well, where they just touch at the top. And we're going to do this again. You'll see if you just follow the square pattern I'm doing, you'll be able to see where those are going. Now from the corner, I'm going to create a very elongated S shape. And that elongated S shape connects these horseshoes to be another set of petals. So it's a very, very elongated S. If you took the letter S and stretched it, that's what this is. And we're going to do it in one direction, and then we're going to turn the paper and do it in the other direction, so we have a flower. And so really make sure you're light with the pen and the pressure. Don't overthink it. You're just crossing that S where the two horseshoes meet. And if you don't get exactly there, that's okay. Now I've turned the paper to connect to create the whole flower. Now this time, instead of an elongated S, it's an elongated number 2 because we're going in the opposite direction. So breathe, be light with the pen and the pressure. Don't clench your jaw, bite the inside of the cheek. Enjoy this process. and let your mind just take a break, because once you know what to do, it's repetitive after that, which is what causes art to become meditative when you're repeating the same things. So now in between the two flowers, I'm going to put a dot, and off of that dot, I'm going to draw a flux, which is a teardrop. I'm going to come down, connect, go over it, and really what it creates is the infinity symbol, I guess, if you want to call it that. But really, it's from a Zentangle method standpoint, it's two flux, creating also, I guess, the number 8. And we're just doing it very flowy, okay? So take your time with this, enjoy, and it's okay if they don't exactly meet or go where it needs to go. There's no mistakes in the Zentangle method. Now we're finishing this up off to the edge. We're going to turn the page, and in this other space, we're going to do the exact same thing. Now we're going to go back into the top left corner, and I'm creating an aura in each of these petals of well. Now to me, they don't only look like petals, they look like propellers. And so all we're doing is oraing from the orb to the top of the petal, and on the same side each time. And if you don't want to do this or don't like how it looks, then just leave it out. Now, as I created this tangle, I really wanted there to be more contrast. We needed some more ink. So all I did was took lines and drew lines one after another as close together as I could in between these petals or propellers. And I do that for each square where you have the tangle well. Now your lines are not going to be perfect because we're perfectly imperfect. So this can take as long as you want. The more you just surrender and let go and enjoy the process, the easier it will be. Then after this, we're going to go into those center flower petals that we made with the elongated S and the 2 shape, and we're going to draw a flux, and then we're going to flow into another flux. So it's a flux inside a flux, and I'm just inking the smaller one. And I'm going to do this for all 4 of the petals. However, for flow reasons, I like to go and do the same petal in a line over and over and over, and then the next one and the next one, versus turning the page for every petal to complete one full flower. I like to go whatever seems the flowiest. Now again, you can do something completely different here. For shading, I just put some shading in where the propellers were. I ended up putting some more shading where the lines connect behind the propellers. I did really sharpen my pencil for this part so that I was getting it right along those lines. And when I go in with the tortillon, I just blend right over it, and that's it. I don't really move it, or everything will turn gray and muddy. And so I do this for the whole page. And then after this, I just kind of added graphite wherever I wanted it to be. Here's a few more places where I added it, but in the end, I end up kind of changing it. Sometimes I erase it if I don't like it. Do what makes you happy. Just enjoy. And once I did a whole bunch of my own thing, this is what it looked like in bright light. And then when I did it a little bit darker, you can see, you really see the contrast and just how beautiful it turned out. So let me know in the comments if you like this one. And remember, it's okay to go outside the lines. See you next time.